Hey guys, what's up? It's Rick Peak back, and here is my Monday Night Raw results and thoughts review type thing. So without further ado, I'll get on with it. Actually, before I actually do mention this, there's one thing I neglected to mention in my Clash of Champions review video, and that is during the match with Cesaro and Sheamus, how Cesaro damn near killed himself diving through the ropes. I have no idea how I forgot to mention that, but I did. It was only after sort of talking to my girlfriend about it and showing her that I realised I'd not actually mentioned it in my video. So those of you who've seen the show will know exactly what I mean. How the hell Cesaro managed to get up after that is beyond me, let alone, finish the match off. But yeah, sorry for not mentioning that, guys. Like I said, I have no idea how I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I'll get on, and here is my thoughts on Monday Night Raw. So the show started off with a rematch from Sunday night, from Clash of Champions, Reigns versus Rusev for the US title. Reigns came out to the usual boos. I don't know if it was just me, but I don't think he looked particularly happy to be carrying the US title. I think obviously he sees it as some sort of demotion, being a mid-card title. But I mean, he should be glad that he's still getting something, given the fact that he had a wellness violation. So yeah, he came out to the usual boos and everything. Rusev was already in the ring. The match started really slow. The commentators were making a big thing about how they battered each other on Sunday night and everything. As they were saying last night, because obviously Raw was last night. Which made sense for it to start slow, but it did actually build up. And then it ended up with them going outside and brawling outside the ring. The match ended in a double count out while they were brawling outside. They made their way back to ringside. Reigns went to do Superman Punch on Rusev, who hit him with a steel chair. And then he threw him back into the ring. And then as Rusev went and lifted the chair up like that over his head, I expected it. I saw it coming. I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching, a lot of people in the arena did. Reigns speared him. Then Reigns picked up the chair, and you could hear a lot of the crowd cheering. Now, a lot of them were probably the people who were booing him, and they were thinking, this could be it. Is he going to lay into him with the chair? He didn't. He set the chair up and sat down on it, which set off everybody booing again. And then he waited till Rusev was sort of up on his hands and knees, picked the chair up and smashed it over his back, and then Rusev rolled out the ring and walked off slowly up the ramp with Lana, who did not look at all happy. So yeah, that was that out of the way. It seemed to take a while, did that match, which led me to think that there wasn't going to be that much on Monday Night Raw. I would imagine that a lot of people would have had the night off after Clash of Champions. I would have thought that Reigns and Rusev would definitely have had the night off, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, then Mick Foley came out to address the Cesaro-Sheamus situation. Told them both to come out to the ring. They had a bit of a verbal back and forth. He told them that they both proved that they'd earn a title shot, but that they were going to take it together. So I was expecting Kevin Owens to come out and start complaining about, how can you put me in a triple threat with these two, blah, 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 blah. And then Mick Foley dropped the curveball. It was a curveball at the time, that they were going to team up to face the tag team champions, whoever that would be, after a match later on that night. So, at the time it seemed like a curveball, but then after a couple of minutes it sort of sunk in. It was like, yeah, they've done this story so many times. They've done it with WrestleMania opponents, being tag team partners, like Cena and Michaels did it. A couple of, I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've done it a few times before. So, yeah, that was announced. After that, they both seemed really pissed off, did Sheamus and Cesaro, which is understandable, because obviously they were led to believe that they'd be getting a Universal Championship shot, to be told that they were going to get a tag team title match and they'd have to get on together. So yeah, that depended on who won between the Not So New Day and Anderson and Gallows in another title rematch from Clash of Champions. That match followed, and again, New Day retained I honestly was sat watching it and I didn't think for 1 minute that Anderson and Gallows were going to beat them. You know, they tried to make it look a couple of times like they were going to win, but in my heart I kind of knew that they weren't going to do it. They're going to keep the belt on New Day for like what seems like forever. Kofi got bust open, which was a bit of a highlight to the match. Not that I dislike Kofi, but I think that was pretty much the only thing that brought any real drama to it, was Kofi coming in and hitting the kick. I can't remember the name of the move now. On Anderson, I believe it was, getting the win. But yeah, I never thought for 1 minute that New Day were in any danger of losing the titles, and it proved to be correct. So yet again, the Not So New Day are still tag team champions, and it's still boring as hell. Then we were told that Rollins has got damage to his ribs after Owens botched a move from the top rope in their match, Clash of Champions. I find it kind of ironic that somebody who's hurt people in the past, Finn Balor, Sting, Cena, due to carelessness, actually got hurt himself through carelessness. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Rollins fan. Anybody who saw my video for Clash of Champions would have noticed I was wearing my Seth Rollins t-shirt. I just kind of think it's ironic. Foley went back. There was a backstage segment with Foley. He gave a speech to Cesaro and Sheamus about how quite often you put two people together and you create magic and this sort of stuff. And he thinks that those two would make a great tag team. And the reason he didn't put them against each other again is because he didn't want one of them to get hurt and lose either of them, because he thinks they're both great. Blah blah blah. Basically, blew a lot of smoke up their ass. So they sort of accepted the fact that they were going to have to team up. So yeah, that was that. Bayley was up next against a jobber called Anna Fields. Bayley won, but it wasn't a squash match by any account. Anna Fields got a bit of offence in, so it made it look like a bit of a match. It wasn't sort of like a Nia Jax or Braun Strowman type deal. There was a backstage segment with Mick Foley again, confronting Steph about the Triple H picking her up after Clash of Champions, asking her how it went, and Steph basically defending herself that he was just picking me up and he was in the air so he didn't see the pay-per-view, blah blah blah. It's so obvious that Stephanie's in on what Triple H did in the Fatal 4-Way the other week. It's just one of them things that Foley's going to be made to look really stupid when it all comes out, and obviously that's the storyline they're probably building up to. So after that, there was a cruiserweight tag match between Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander is a former Ring of Honor star. I've seen him wrestle for Ring of Honor a few times when I used to watch that, which is something I need to get back into really. And they were facing Drew Gulak, who used to wrestle for CZW, who I used to watch their pay-per-views and stuff when I could get hold of them, and Lindsay Dorado. Swann and Alexander got the win. I really enjoyed that match, and there was some really good moves on display in this match. Next up, Cesaro and Sheamus came out to beat two jobbers. Cesaro and Sheamus obviously win, came as no surprise. But I do think that if WWE do it right, they could make Sheamus and Cesaro into a hell of a tag team. It seemed like they were trying to one-up each other all the way through the match, and I think it was Corey Graves commented that sometimes trying to one-up each other can lead to great success. So hopefully, if they do it right, they could make them into a really good tag team. I don't know if they'll be the ones to dethrone the New Day. I'd rather it be a bona fide tag team. But, we'll have to wait and see. Next, Charlotte came out with a pig-faced Oompa Loompa, droned on about victory at Clash of Champions. Sasha saved us all from just going to sleep and just losing the will to live, and challenged Charlotte to a title match. Charlotte gave her a bit of verbal, and then Sasha slapped Charlotte, put Pigface in the bank statement. Charlotte came back in, stamped on her, but Sasha ended up throwing both of them out of the ring. So at this point we didn't know if the match was official, and I was hoping that if it does get made official, that Sasha really does win the title back, especially with it being in LA. It's a pretty big venue, so they might do a TV title change, who knows. Next up was TJ Perkins versus Tony Nese, another cruiserweight match, non-title match. and I can honestly say that Tony Nese is quite possibly the biggest cruiserweight I have ever seen. The guy is huge. He's built like Neville. He's massive. For those of you who haven't seen it, the guy is huge and well worth checking out. Eventually Perkins got the win in the match with the knee bar. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was a lot better than the cruiserweight match at Clash of Champions. And I was really impressed with Tony Nese. I am a fan of Tony Nese now. That if his showings, if they let him be as good as he was, last night on Raw for his upcoming Raw matches, the guy's going to be huge. There's just no doubt about it. The guy is just so impressive. He's massive, he's strong, and he's fast. It's like a cruiserweight Brock Lesnar. Well, maybe not a Brock Lesnar, but you get the idea. There was a segment basically it just came up with the picture, women's title match confirmed for next week. So hopefully, possible title change would be nice, as Charlotte's, like I've said, getting as boring as New Day. Next up was Jericho's highlight reel, where he had his best friend Kevin Owens on it. Before that, they had a video from Ashton Kutcher and some other guy whose name I can't remember, genuinely best mates, best friends, whatever. They were saying that they were going to go to Raw next week and show Jericho what's what. So yeah, like I said, the highlight reel segment started. Seth Rollins tried to get out to the ring, but security came out, along with Finlay and Adam Pearce and then Foley. They got Seth Rollins in the back. They no sooner got him in the back as Enzo and Cass came out. Massive pop as always. Then there was after they'd done the introduction bit, there was a bit of a verbal back and forth, a comedy bit, which basically involved Cass mentioning about Jericho's list, and Kevin Owens had to tell him how to spell stuff, and he's like, "Oh, so you're checking it twice? Who were you, Santa Claus?" To which Jericho replied, "What if I am Santa Claus? I'm going to come out there and sit on your lap," which just led to just a whole comedy segment from there. Ended up following up with a match. That ended when Owens pinned Enzo. It was a pretty decent match. But to me, personally, it looks like Enzo and Cass's push is over. And they haven't won a match on Raw for a while now. And I mean, they've even lost to the Shining Farts, which pretty much says it all. So yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed the way they're booking Enzo and Cass now. I really think that they should be doing something more with them. I'm hoping they may be the team to dethrone the New Day, and I think a lot of people are starting to feel like that now. As the support for New Day seems to be dwindling, it doesn't seem like as many people are cheering for him now. I think a lot of people are just numb to it, and they're just, whatever, it's New Day. Doesn't seem to be as many people jumping on the bandwagon. So yeah, that was Monday Night Raw, 3-hour show, summed up in pretty much 13 minutes. Overall, it was an average Raw. There was nothing special. The cruiserweights were the personal highlight for me. I thought they brought something different to Raw, which is what obviously was the plan of the cruiserweight division. But yeah, I'd say it was a pretty average show. So tonight is SmackDown Live. I'll be watching that tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a video up tomorrow when I've watched it. Just depends. With whatever gets brought up during the day. So yeah, we'll see what SmackDown Live brings. That was my Raw review. As always, guys, please leave your comments what you thought about Raw, what you enjoyed, what you didn't like, what you think could happen with Enzo and Cass, what you think is going to happen next week with the women's title match. Anything else you want to comment on, please feel free. Please feel free to leave a like for the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. If you have subscribed, as always, thank you very much. It really does mean a lot. That'll do it for me for now, guys. I'll catch you later, and that will be with my SmackDown Live review video. So until then, guys, as always, take it easy. Bye for now.